The question says, state any three advantages of sexual reproduction over asexual reproduction. The second part says, explain what happens to egg once it gets fertilized in human female. Now let us read the answer to this question. Now first part, advantages of sexual reproduction over asexual reproduction are. Now first advantage is that in sexual reproduction, more variations are produced. Thus, it ensures survival of species in population. Now, in sexual reproduction, since fertilization occurs, so the new individual which will be formed, the genetic material will come from both the parents. So, variations will be produced. Now, the environment around us keeps changing, and the variations are important for the survival of the new species. Now, second part is that the new formed individual has characteristics of both the parents. Since fertilization takes place, so the characteristics of both parents will be included in the new individual. Third is fusion of male and female gamete. It is essential for restoring the diploid number of chromosomes in adult. Since gametes are formed by meiosis and when they fuse at the time of fertilization, so they help to restore the diploid number of chromosomes which was present in the adult. Now, the second part of the question says, explain what happens to the egg once it gets fertilized in human female. Now, let us see the answer to the second part. Now, after fertilization, a single celled zygote is formed by the fusion of male and female gamete, which is diploid. Now, this zygote it divides rapidly by mitosis and it moves slowly in the fallopian tube and it forms a hollow balls of cells. So, this zygote will divide and it will form a hollow balls of cells. Now, by the seventh day of fertilization, this embryo is transformed into blastocyst. So, at the seventh day, it transforms into blastocyst, which is a hollow balls of cells. Now, blastocyst now sinks into endometrium, which is the uterine lining, and it gets fixed in it. The process of attachment of blastocyst with the uterine wall, it is known as implantation. So, implantation of embryo occurs. The blastocyst gets attached with the uterine wall, which is endometrium. Now, once the embryo is implanted in the endometrium of uterine wall, the female is known as pregnant. So, as we can see in this figure also, that zygote is formed here, which is fertilized egg. Now, zygote will divide repeatedly to form a ball of cells, which is known as blastocyst, and it moves down the oviduct of the fallopian tube. So, the embryo will get embedded in the soft and thick lining of uterus, which is endometrium, and a ball of hundreds of cells is formed, and this is now called an embryo. So, it gets implanted inside the uterus. Now, after that, a dish-shaped structure is developed from the embryo and the uterine wall of mother. This structure is known as placenta. So, placenta acts as a connection between the fetus and the mother. Now, the full term of development of an embryo in mother's uterus, it is known as gestation. Now, in humans, it lasts for about 280 days or 40 weeks or 9 months. It takes 9 months or 40 weeks for the fetus to develop inside the mother's uterus. After this period, the fetus is ready for birth. The child is born as a result of rhythmic contractions of muscles of uterus wall. So when the child is ready to born, there will be contractions inside the uterus wall of mother and the child is born.